Good morning, May 25th, 2021. Not a whole lot to really go through this morning, but we're going to have some fun with it, okay? So, to review, same trend as yesterday in terms of the markets, NASDAQ outperforming, Dow lower than the NASDAQ, but still higher. Same with S&P 500, NASDAQ up about 0.5%, others up about 0.2, 0.3%. We got gold flat, we got silver under a little bit of pressure, and we have crude oil under a little bit of pressure. Now, really there's just a couple of articles that I want to go through in terms of what's driving this. I mean, overall, I don't think there's anything really big. I mean, I think the reason the market's higher right now is mainly due to the dollar being lower by almost 0.2 and significantly below 90 at this point. I mean, will we ever see a dollar above 90 again? I don't know, honestly. In this kind of environment, I think that it could start falling fairly precipitously at a certain point here, and I am positioned for that in terms of my crypto and my physical metals holdings, as well as not getting in on the short side of this market. But anyways, first thing to point to oil was oil fades as traders eye Iran nuclear talks. And so it seems like, I mean, we put on 3% yesterday with crude oil. We put on 1% with respect to the S&P 500, the broad market. So, I mean, to me, this is really just a technical pullback to a new support level. I mean, the market's higher still, but with respect to oil, I think it's mostly technical. I don't think there's anything really big going on there, although I do expect them to push crude oil higher. And in addition, like I said yesterday, I would probably be pulling some profits on oil. I did that, and depending on what we do today, I probably won't add to my position. I still have a significant position in oil, but if it does drop further, say if it dropped, so it's down 0.6 right now. If oil dropped 1 to 1.5%, something like that, without any real news that I'm going to play off of, I would probably be adding to that today. Now, in terms of, there's a couple other things. So, U.S. stock futures point higher as inflation worries fade. Now, this is a very backwards thing, because why is the market going up in the first place? See, we're being sold the lie that it's an economic boom. No, it's not an economic boom. What's going on is inflation is pushing up the market. It's the Federal Reserve, whose balance sheet has over doubled in the last year, from 3.5 trillion to over 7.5 trillion at this point, although I haven't checked it in a little while. I mean, this is what's driving the market higher. So when they're saying in a headline, the futures are going higher because inflation worries fade, it's really a distraction mechanism, because the true driver, the market is going higher because the people buying the market understand that the Fed is not going to stop inflating. They're not done destroying the dollar, acquiring assets, buying it up. Okay, so just play the game outside of the realm of the mainstream. The mainstream will keep you confused, okay? Make a decision. Now, I saw, this is interesting, this is with respect to cryptocurrencies, which I didn't mention. I didn't even mention the 10-year either, which is slightly lower here. Crypto's still sitting in this consolidation range, which I have talked about for quite a while. I've been talking about 37,000 on Bitcoin still, though. I mean, I think we're sitting pretty with regards to cryptocurrencies. I don't plan to add to them unless we see a dip below 30,000 on Bitcoin and then a further drop in other altcoins. That would be a point where I would feel comfortable adding to them again. Now, JP Morgan, though. JP Morgan has been buying cryptocurrencies, okay? Little inside information from my friend Greg Manarino. You should check him out because he is the man. He is the market guy. and a lot of what I think inevitably is a product of what he's taught me. But I thought this was interesting. I clicked on the article. They didn't give me the actual head. Okay. Coinbase started at overweight with $371 stock price target at J.P. Morgan. Now, obviously, I mean, to me, this is just a confirmation. So yesterday we had a stock price target cut at Mizuho, which I don't know who the fuck they are, to 225 from 315. But when you have a bank like J.P. Morgan coming out saying that they think Coinbase is going to be at 371, now of course they do a lot of distraction as well. But knowing that they're buying cryptocurrencies, it to me is a positive sign for cryptocurrencies because Coinbase is significantly correlated with the price action of cryptocurrencies, which makes sense in a lot of ways. Also doesn't make sense in other ways, but whatever. I am an owner of Coinbase stock. I bought it at 240, and it's not a big position for me. I really just, in a lot of ways, I own it because I've used Coinbase a lot. I trust the platform for the most part, although they've had outages at certain points, which I didn't like. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying to buy this stock, but I do think it's a signal that cryptos are going higher. Here's another signal that cryptocurrencies are going higher. Fed's Bullard says most cryptocurrencies are worthless. You see how the wording is. He said most cryptocurrencies are worthless. And then in the article they go on to say he admitted that digital currencies that are able to facilitate transactions that are difficult to make in conventional currencies do have a place alongside fiat currencies. Okay, so to even see a Fed president where the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and other Fed presidents have been very negative on cryptos, citing the illegal transactions going on. Of course there are illegal there's illegal transactions in the US dollar more than anything else. So, I mean, what do you really care, right? And then he goes on to talk about, of course the Fed is also looking at a Fed coin. Okay, digital dollar, it's coming. Just be aware of that. That is knowing that, the plan for the reinvention of the dollar, the plan for the collapse of the dollar, that's a big reason why I own cryptocurrencies, and a reason why I'm so bullish on them right now. Okay, so I did have a couple, I've been wanting to get to the next chapter in the book, but these videos just take so long that I can't find the time for them. I mean, it takes too long to upload. I'm trying to trade this market, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my background because I got a comment yesterday on Facebook that, somebody was calling out my credentials or whatever. Look, I'm 20 years old. Am I going to tell you I have huge credentials? No. I do have a degree in economics, a minor in business administration, and I'm out here speaking my mind, okay? What I think isn't going to fit into most people's paradigms, okay? I have no problem with that. Actually, it makes me feel comfortable. When I see people hating, it actually makes me feel really good about my work because it tells me that I'm hitting a nerve, right? I'm hitting something that gets people's minds stirring. But anyways, so I went to school for economics, right? I didn't subscribe to a single thing that was told to me in the economics profession at school because they have opinions, right? There's gravity, right? That's a law. The economics field is one of opinions, and before I'd even gotten into school, I was already incredibly distrustful about the economics profession and the way that it's marketed. It's marketed as a very centralized thing. I mean, it makes sense because every single country on this earth pretty much has a central bank which manages the economy, okay? And all of these central banks happen to pop up right around the same times. Just a coincidence, right? And all these other coincidences. I mean, I will do bigger videos in the future talking about how central banks work, my view on them. I mean, I could do hours on that because it's just such a big thing, and you can do case studies, blah, blah, blah. But generally, I don't subscribe to the central bank theory that is around the economics profession. I view them as toxic in almost every way, shape, and form. Now, it doesn't even mean that I wouldn't be in favor of things like, say, a universal basic income. I don't even know where I stand on that kind of stuff. But there's certain objective things that I started to see in the banking industry that simply weren't talked about in my economics field. Things like the TARP program, Troubled Asset Relief Program 2008. The banks were bailed out by the U.S. government and consequently by the Federal Reserve because the U.S. government doesn't have the money, right? We run an insanely high budget deficit to fund all of these things, printed by the Fed, who gains power when they print dollars. A lot of people think it's the other way. They're going to destroy themselves. No, they get power, especially with a dumbed down population like this. But anyways, I just see banks taking advantage of and destroying the middle class systemically through the banking mechanisms that are present in today's world. And to see other economists go against me, it's really just a confirmation that that I'm doing the right thing here, because most people in this world are fucked. Most people. If I had to guess, it would be over 90%. Probably much higher than that. Okay, so if you're watching this, if you connect with me, I'm not going to love you more or hate you, but I do believe, and this is just my opinion, that you are among a select few people that actually see through these veils that are put up on every single level: political, social, economic, mental, emotional, whatever you want to talk about, they put it up. And people just think this is random, right? It's not random. They have a plan. Like I talked about the other day with Jekyll Island, they got together and made a plan, right? People think that the waste that goes on in government is an accident. It is no accident. It is designed. And all the other forms of waste are designed. Pollution is designed. Energy dependence on oil is designed. All of these things. And so I will do more videos on this, but I want to put that out there so people can understand, yes, I went to school. I learned all of these principles that were taught to me, but I don't subscribe to a single one of them. I have my own view, and I hope that you enjoy it. I don't even care if you enjoy it, honestly. I could have 0 subscribers for the next year. I will still do these videos because it helps me. And, I've heard that maybe it helps 1 or 2 people. If that's 1 or 2 people, good enough for me because I'm making a difference, right? All right. I will, oh my gosh, this is so too kitty. I'll talk to you guys at the end of the day. Actually, I might not. I might have, it's the summer. I'm out here having a good time. Just graduated, so I might be away for this post market. So honestly, I made a nice long pre-market for you, and we'll have a good time. When I see you next, hey, maybe I won't, but hey, if I don't see you at the end of today, do a little bit of your own analysis. What would Ryan think about this? What, if you're watching the market. If you're not a market watcher and you're just here for other information, whatever, enjoy it, and I hope you get something out of these videos, and I will talk to you later. Please subscribe, like the video. Have a good one.